Hello YouTube, this is that BMX guy, and this is part 6, the heatsink. Well, no, this isn't the heatsink. Don't worry about that. This is actually for the computer I built last year. It's a low profile heatsink for it. I was going to get the bigger version of this guy. But the reason why they're pretty expensive is because they're packaging and everything else. But you can see there's a plate in there. Nice smooth base in this guy. I guess it's just a wire extension. This is actually for the HTPC home theater. So it has a nice heavy low profile heatsink in there that's a little bit fancier. Well, anyway, put that back in there. Yeah, knock to a, or knock to a, yeah, pronounce that. Comes with lots of stuff with their stuff. That's why they're so expensive. But that's going to go at the apartment. But in here, we have the actual heatsink that I hopefully won't destroy in the process of doing this. Ooh, there's the press there. Okay, so they were going a little crazy with the box. They made it huge. But okay, so I remember the name of that heatsink in the 3930. It's called the Silver Arrow. This isn't much smaller than that. If anything, it's bigger. So let's get this guy out of here. We get a general idea what it looks like. It's not very small, I know. It's very big. It comes with two black fans. Oh, black fans, not brown or orange or blue or something clear that instantly turns brown anyway. I mean, I was fine with brown because it'll just stay brown. But black, you can't beat black. The heatsink is, so it has some kind of thing in the middle of it. This looks like the mounting bracket pieces. And yeah, it's basically the Silver Arrow. There's really no difference. It's a huge box. I probably gotta make sure the motherboard is out of the case so I can mount it right. You get the general idea what that looks like. Yeah, so we have a heatsink. We can get started with actually testing the motherboard at least. And then start cutting out the case. Okay, so in the next segment, there's going to be downloads, because I'm going to download all the software. And it's all going to go on a CD or DVD like this guy. I'm going to put a DVD player on there. I just rather have everything on DVD. Windows is going to be in a DVD when I put it on there. So we're going to have a DVD with all the drivers. Yeah. Yeah, we just go to the page. It goes to this first. This show page shows all the details of the motherboard. They've been going a little bit crazy with this stuff. I go to support, and then switch to the web page to my location, and we get the page with CPU memory support, drivers and tools, manual and document warranty. Make a bookmark. Just make a bookmark right now. That way you know where it is on the computer that works. So it starts out with a fax, so it gives you a bunch of bullshit. But let's see, CPU support. It loads for a second. It basically only has like 4 CPU support. It's funny because there really is only 4 processors that are socket AM5 or LGA AMD. I don't even know what the LGA number is. The one I have is this guy, number 2. These are the cheaper ones that probably don't need a heatsink really compared to these ones. The heatsink that I have is more than fine. So we got that, memory support. Go back to here, drivers and tools. This is important. This is the most important thing. So I have a folder pretty much on every computer. I already made the folder Asus TG B60 Plus M. I have the NVIDIA driver for the video card, the latest one. So I went on that web page up there, right? And just download them off the web page. The likeliness of me using Windows 11 is highly likely, so I'm not going to think about that. So we're going to download every driver to the desktop. So there are zip files. So we got one. Old system. Sure. It has a zipper on it. It doesn't say to extract it. Oh, there we go. So just extract the files to make sure they're not zipped up. I don't recommend to save them zipped. I just leave them unzipped. So yeah, it has all the drivers that it needs, even for Windows 10. So just leave that where it is. Minimize the thing. So I have it backed up on a couple of machines. So where is it? Here? Why is it up there? But we'll just put it here. And here. Yeah, so we got that driver. Now, I don't know why it has to go here, but we'll just leave that there for now. We don't care too much. So we need that, the LAN driver, in case you don't have internet access. When you're installing the computer, it might not have internet access right away, and you might need internet access to update it. Well, you can't update it if you don't have the network. So the obvious thing is to always make sure you have this driver, and then even the Wi-Fi driver if you're using Wi-Fi. So we'll just download that too. Should take 5 seconds. The Wi-Fi driver is all the way up there now, so we'll just extract it. It has a lot more files in it, all different languages. For some reason it goes to there, but let's just copy that right to here. Oh wait, it's already in there. The Wi-Fi one. That's what we want. The other Wi-Fi one. The chipset, well, usually Windows is pretty good with that, but you never know. You might need that. Download that too. Extract it. And yeah, I must have a setting where it shows the file every time. And where did that go? Oh, it goes there. You're funny. So we got the chipset driver, LAN, and Wi-Fi, and video. Hopefully you don't need any of them. But you never know. DRV. What's DRV? Well, anyway, those are the major drivers. There is a VGA driver. Ain't that interesting? If I want to use the integrated video just to test it instead of using the other one, I guess I got that. But yeah, we'll download the audio driver. It looks like it's there. We'll extract that too. Yeah, this looks like that. It's got kind of a waste of my energy. The Realtek driver obviously has a little more size to it than the other ones. am I even going to use the Realtek driver is the real question. So, but I might use it. I just don't like using it with Linux. When you have Realtek on there, you don't have bass and treble. You really have no way to adjust the equalizer either, nothing. And Sound Blaster always seems to have a setting for at least bass and treble in Linux. On Windows, you got the whole equalizer, but then, you know, it makes it more complicated. It needs to be. The bass and treble is all you really need. Every other equalizer band is kind of like a waste. As you see, it took a little while. Like, that actually took a while. Or is taking a while. Okay, so that finally done. We don't know where it went. Meaning, oh, it's here. It's interesting. It decides to go there on some of them, and then some of them it does this. We'll copy that, which obviously will take a while to get to the other computer, so we'll just do it to this one too right now. So I'm using a hard drive, so it's going to take a little longer. I do want to put a hard drive on the computer, so we're going to probably do that too. I might edit that out of this video. Anyway, as you see, it's like copying that over, and this is the computer with a hard drive, so it's going to take a little while. So that was probably the biggest file of the bunch. Yeah. Let's get that here, I guess. Okay, so we got 4 drivers and the video driver. So audio, what was that? There's this video driver. We'll download that. Sounds like they're the smallest either. Which is weird. It's only 960, not 95 megabytes. So this is 700 megabytes. How long is that going to take to decompress? But yeah, this is it's a kind of timely thing to do, just to make sure you got all the drivers. So I'm looking at the video. It's 10 minutes. We talked about this. So as it finally downloads completely, we look for, yeah, that's right here, extract it. There's a benchmark program that actually kind of runs WinRAR or decompression or compression kind of software to test things. I guess. I don't know. It does take a little while. Minimize that. So we want to copy the VGA driver too. It's going to take a little while to get to the other computer, but it will go to this computer much faster. It's already in here. This is just RC572 running on the video card, so that shouldn't be really affecting the processing. Okay, so we got up to the VGA. For some reason WinRAR is on there. Do you need WinRAR? Do I need to have a decompression thing for freaking Windows 11 and 10? I hope not. That's stupid. That was the good thing about Windows XP and up to 7. You had like a decompression tool that's built in. Does that mean I gotta have a decompression tool for that too? I hope not. That's silly. Okay, so the Bluetooth driver. I don't usually use it here. So it's right there. Struggle. Bluetooth going decide to go there. It's definitely a lot smaller of a file. We got WinRAR too, and I'll just get that just to make sure. A lot of people probably would say, "Oh, where's the virus protection?" Do you look at it? Just look at the files. Does it look like there's anything that's like hokey in there with a weird name? I don't know. I don't usually worry about it. AMD RAID driver. I guess we'll need that too. That's done. That's fast. That one visible too. Okay, so we got pretty much every driver it needs. Does the Armory crate Aura creator installer? It's for the stupid colors, and I ain't gonna use it. Let's put it on there anyway in case, like, you know, it becomes something I care about. Anyway, so all the drivers are downloaded, so I can just exit this page. We look for the stupid color thing. We'll get that in there too. So we got a backup and 2 computers. So that's done. So all the files that are needed for it are right there. I'm actually gonna just clean these files off of here. Because there's no reason to keep them. They're already in at least 2 places. And yeah, so I'll put all this stuff right where it is, and I'll put it on the CD. Because it's just a little bit easier taking it off a DVD, especially when there's already a DVD for the computer. If you don't have a DVD player, you would use like one of these if it's big enough. So how many gigabytes, or how big is this guy? It's only 2.8 gigabytes, so it can definitely fit on a thumb drive. So if I needed to put it on the phone drive, I could. Yeah. But usually I just put on the DVD, so I know it's going to work. So there. That's ready to go. Oh, and I almost forgot. So there should be a BIOS update listed, which is right there. So, as far as I know, that is the latest BIOS, which is 0823. I can see what version's on the computer and see if that's nowhere, but if it isn't, then there's no point in changing it. There's no way to know until I boot it up and see what's on it. What I liked about the PX79 Pro, or whatever this is, it has a button on the back of the case that you just use a USB drive and a little plug in the back. You plug it in with the BIOS update that's on, like the download. You hit a button on the back as it's not even on, and it just sits there flashing until it's done, and once it's done flashing, it's updated. The prime board, it actually does it in the BIOS. As you're in the BIOS, you can do it that way. Maybe I'll do it with this one too, but I just like keeping it off and not worrying about it. Yeah, so I usually download this, and I'm going to download it just to be sure I have it. Should be here. Extract it. Just take 5 seconds, and we look at that file just to see what's in there. There's a BIOS renamer and the actual BIOS file. We'll see if I need it or not. Right now, it's just gonna sit there. I don't need to put this on the CD. I usually put that on like this, one of these phone drives. Even the old decrepit phone drive that might be just 64 gigabytes or something. And then this one's probably 128 gigabytes. And then this is a phone adapter. I can use that too. But yeah, I just make sure I have everything updated and ready. Anyway, that's the end of part 6 of the, well, it's 2023 now, computer build.